a number of people feel Sadio Mane was indispensable, was not very special.
Look away now, Wally.
Yeah, was not special to that particular setup. And I think it will take a while for them to realize that. I even thought maybe it would be later in the season. But he came in, I mean, life comes at you real fast, right? Mm-hmm. And then Nunes comes in and then things are happening. And then there's also the fact that there's this, and Wale tweeted something. I think Wale is one of the few football boys who actually say the truth. When their team is shite, he says it. When they are top, he says it. That Liverpool lacked, there was no unity in that team.
Yeah.
There was, out of the 4 goals Napoli scored, I saw 2 of those goals. What think they do both of them now? What are you people doing?
But we don't disturb you.
I see them. Out of those 4 goals that they scored, I saw 2 of those goals. Liverpool had 6 defenders in the box. And all Napoli had was Zielinski and the son of Simeone, the other younger, Giovanni Simeone, who scored. It just showed a bit of this. Trent was literally walking.
Yeah, it was walking.
Yeah, I think you wanted to say something.
I think now there is a problem. I love it. Let the problem continue. I think they will not find a solution.
I think there are 2. I think it's both physical and mental. I think physical in terms of like how much effort, like this. First of all, Liverpool they don't refresh their team as much as others. So when you see how much this group of players have worked in the last 5-6 years, consistently getting 90 points, getting to semi-finals, getting to finals. Every single year, like you can see that midfield now with like the likes of Milner, Fabinho. Fabinho is looking like he's running in quicksand. He can't even move anymore. Milner should be retired. So when you see that midfield and you see the team as a whole, I can see the physical toll those players have faced.
And you're running with Ongiza
and the way they play as well, the style of play, but also mental. I feel last season might have broken them because you cannot have a better season than they did. They still couldn't win the league. They couldn't win the Champions League. They could have won 4 trophies, only ended up with 2 on penalties. I feel like that cycle is finally coming to an end.
Yeah.
I feel
we love it.
I mean, Van Dijk's reign of terror is coming to an end.
My brother, you know this Van Dijk that you mentioned. So I saw somebody's post. Person was talking about Kolo Touré. Person said Kolo Touré played 37 games in that invincible Arsenal team.
Yeah.
And on top of that, so many other seasons.
Trophies.
And now people talk about the best defense. Somebody said Van Dijk is the best centre back to ever play in the Premier League. So you see, this thing that is happening now, I'm looking at the Van Dijk. He commit 1 penalty yesterday. In how many games this is? You don't
give 2 penalties.
Give 2 penalties away.
And he was not part of that setup for 6 years that you mentioned.
But
I think, to be honest, I'm sorry, man. Anybody that feels bad. It's hogwash. It's nonsense to actually think Van Dijk is great. Sometimes I hear Ferdinand say it.
No, it was this guy that said it. It was
Is it Owen?
It was Owen that said it. But Van
I tweeted
Dijk,
something
Ferdinand put Van Dijk on his top 5
Yes,
of the all-time.
I think Owen is that guy who
left who out?
JT. John
Yeah, John.
Yeah, left JT.
Yeah, they had some beef.
that-
I mean,
that-
they had their own
personal level.
Yeah, personal.
You do know that Owen is one very special guy,
Understandable.
right? Everything is fine with the world when Liverpool wins for Owen. But you see when they lose, Baba will come, they find some very interesting phrases.
I don't
They just
see-
cover him, they
Me, I
pop
don't see-
him, they
don't-
pop
for me, it doesn't
And I'm like,
count.
no,
He just
He's a clown.
He's a clown.
He's a
He's
total
just
clown.
earning his money
He's a
on
total
TV.
clown.
He's just earning
Total
his money
clown.
on TV.
Yeah, so-
That's all I think about him.
Right, so Champions League is back. We're looking forward to it. More tears for.
Can you all talk
And
about
Champions League,
Liverpool
unfortunately,
and not talk about Victor Osimhen?
I wanted to.
We're
I don't know
going
what
there.
How can
Gino
you
is saying
talk about
and so. I
Liverpool
wanted to continue.
and not talk about Victor Osimhen?
We they go there.
All through the night, he was a menace.
we they go there.
Wasteful,
No
but
verse.
he
It was a big problem.
absolutely
No, he
was
but
a
that's,
big
but that's
problem.
his issue.
He hit the post now.
Yeah.
He hit the post
That's my issue. That's my
absolutely
issue with him.
destroyed that
That's my
backline.
issue with him. Even when he was linked to United, that's my issue with him. He's a problem. But that guy is like he can't shoot. I don't know when he's shooting. It's like there's no conviction.
But Baba, the guy they score goal now. Leave
Yeah,
yesterday.
There was a goal. Somebody thought he could have scored, and he passed with one cravat guy. Meanwhile, that guy is, I think, that's one of the best
Best
footballers.
one.
in the
Yeah,
world.
no,
Yeah,
one
that young.
That was the best decision at the time because the guy was.
Alisson had blocked the.
I in a way
angle.
disagree, and here's why. I had this conversation yesterday with Benzi, and I will explain. Right? There's some
Aubameyang
techniques.
went to cross ball inside.
There are
the
some
team.
techniques that some strikers have that some don't. That position, Modric scored a goal like that in a more difficult position against Celtic. He opened his outside foot.
Yeah.
No be everybody
He could
go
have- that's
call
what
now.
I said. Now that's what I said.
Not be everybody.
That's why I said. So
this
he could
place
have
where you go
scored.
again. This
Have
place
the
where you go
technique.
again was why I wanted them to fire Tuchel for the football. This place where you go. I'm not going back. I'm just saying it. Yeah, I've said it
So what I'm
times.
saying is that he could have, but he didn't. But that where did they sign that boy from?
I don't know where they signed him.
So played for Ruben. No,
It's from
he was in
Georgia.
Ruben
Georgia.
Ruben Kazan. No, so
Premier League player, Premier League
first
team go
division.
should take him.
Okay.
So Ruben Kazan, Russian
Ruben
first
Kazan.
division. Then he had to go back to play like in his local league in Georgia because of the war.
But Georgians have,
But he was
have
in,
really good players.
But like like me, I'm a football manager. That's my addiction. That game, like I'm
FM.
always on the FM.
So
that
you
boy,
know.
he's been a wonder kid for about 2 years now. In this particular game,
Wow.
he's
That boy, we get that
Very,
long
very
name.
good.
Get one.
Kvarat. That's
no,
what
they
I
just
know.
call him Faradona now.
Farad.
So
Yes, that's what they call it. Faradona.
Faradona.
Yep. We continue with any other shock results.
I think so. We never finish this Liverpool matter now.
Yeah, we continue on
Make we
it.
continue. Make we
What's
drag
them?
them.
Still drag them, we'll come back.
I think after having
the producer is
By
not
the
having a very
balls.
good day.
Now
The
the
producer
problem,
is not
if I
having.
find this clip,
the producer is
if
not
I
having a
find
really
this
good
clip,
time.
wire an assistant for you.
He's almost slipping off because they are talking
If
Liverpool.
we find this clip,
That's
find
what
an
he does.
assistant for you.
Yes.
What Emeka said about the season they had last season.
Yeah.
If you have that kind of season, I think you need a long rest.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you're in a profession where that doesn't happen.
Nothing stops.
But then the responsibility is now on the manager, more or less to find a way to always revitalize his team. And I go back to, for example, what Pep said years ago when he won the league. They had just won the league, I think one club record or record number of goals, something like that. And I remember Gary Neville Carragher had that pitch side interview with Pep, and they asked him, how do you, after having such a season, how do you motivate your players going to the new season? And it was simple. He said, look, for example, the season ended, new transfer window, we bought this player, we bought that player, we bought that player. These players know that if they stop performing, there's another person that's as good as ready to take their place. It's as simple as that, right? At that level, nobody caters to, you are not feeling so good, you are not happy, you are not this, you are not that.
and that's how players keep going.
That's how because you have to understand, and I'm saying it because of what he said, in the sense that Klopp doesn't really change the team like that. What this guy did, Trent, I know we've talked about Trent not being a good player defensively, but there are some things that are just basic. You can't be a defender. It doesn't matter the kind of defender you are, and you have an opposition player approaching your 18-yard trying to go and score a goal, and you're basically walking or standing and looking at them going.
But what if he's
like
tired?
you're telling them?
What if he's tired?
You can. Are you?
But what if he's tired?
Keep
As in, let's-
That was actually first half, right?
Are you? Do you know what I'm saying? It was in the first half, and then you mentioned Fabinho as well, and there was the analysis with the Fabinho goal, the goal, the second goal. It was in the first half. The goal
The
and Gisa
1-2.
scored.
The 1-2, yeah.
How can you be?
Shocking.
You have a defensive line. You had more than 6 Liverpool players there.
Shocking.
Yeah, 6.
No, that was really
And
shocking.
Gisa did one give and go and completely eliminated the entire defense
And look
line.
at the way he scored the goal. First post.
It was really
And
poor.
what made that happen was Fabinho stepping away from where you were. You're not the centre back,
Yeah,
I
we
agree,
know.
but you're already there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to
So hold
sense
your
danger.
line.
Yeah.
The moment the guy passed to Angisa,
You hold your line.
you hold your line.
Yeah.
Because the guy is still there.
It's coming.
You understand?
It's gonna come
because
there.
they passed backward. Fabinho stepped up,
Yeah.
and the true pass happened.
Yeah.
And for defenders in a defensive position, the important thing is that your opponent cannot see your number. You know? Your opponent cannot see your number. So the minute an attacking player drops the ball to someone on the edge of your post, we're dropping.
And
We're dropping.
football,
We can.
So why do you think it's happening though?
football is very mental.
I was
That's
actually
where I'm
going to go another way now. Okay, finish that way you're going to.
Football is very mental. Very, very mental.
Yeah.
I saw a Fernando Torres clip recently. He's a FIDA's team coach at Liverpool. He said, I felt like I could help them.
Have you seen his physique?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
guy
he's
has
not a
gone
big
and
guy.
I love the fact that footballers, no disrespect. I saw Robbie Fowler yesterday.
Yeah, my father looks out of shape.
Have you seen Wesley Schneider?
Yes.
Oh no, that's Daddy. That's Daddy.
Schneider
That's
looked out of shape.
Schneider said he
but
could have
you
chosen
don't
to.
blame them.
That he likes to drink once
Yeah.
or two. That he wants to.
You don't blame
and then
them.
you see
These
Fernando
people
Torres looks like a
work
gym
so hard.
instructor.
You know, people say that footballers, earn free money. Obviously, I think they are
No, I don't-
overpaid.
yeah.
I think they are overpaid, but they don't earn free money.
No, they
Because
don't. It's a lot
they
of
work
work.
really hard.
They don't.
It's a lot of
So
They work really hard.
Torres said, I make the boys understand that you don't play football with your legs. You play football with your head and your, and
In
your
England,
heart.
you play with your legs.
Right? So
In
football,
England,
football is
you see technical players. This person that is talking is Spanish.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what they tell
That's
them.
what they tell them.
That's what they tell
So-
them. That football, you play them with your brain. Iniesta said it. He said, I never played a full pitch until I was 13.
yeah.
So we played 5-a-side.
Close.
This
They
thing
want
that is
you
on
to-
TV. They show it, La Liga promise. They do it every season. Under 15, under 13s. These boys play 5-a-side. That's why you hardly
You have
find
to be
a
calm under
Spanish
pressure.
player who is not really technically that good.
Yeah.
So Iniesta said that when he was young, they will give you the ball. You're not supposed to take more than 2 touches. So you control pass. That's why in tight spaces they
They're
never
very
struggle.
comfortable.
They
Yeah,
don't
very
they
comfortable.
don't panic because they know
That's the difference
how
between
to
Sergio
get-
Busquets and Jorginho.
in Britain.
This is-
In Britain, Gareth Southgate said this when he was on the 21 England manager. He said he went to watch an England and under a reserve game once. So this defender, he didn't mention the name. The defender tries to pass out from the back. They robbed him of the ball and scored. His father stood on the touchline and was swearing at him. Teammates, his family, his fans of the club were swearing at the boy. The boy, every time the boy got the ball from that game, he
It boots the thing.
boots the ball off. He said that boy ended up in the Premier League, and every time he got the ball in the Premier League, he was doing the same thing. People were suddenly suggesting it was Ryan Shawcross. He said that we need to change what we teach our young players. That a Spanish 18-year-old can come from a reserve of Real Madrid, walk into the Premier League, and play like he's been playing top flight
They
football.
go break
for
your
10
ankle,
years.
sha.
They will break your leg, but he can play.
Yeah, he can.
So, but you need to change what you
So,
teach
for
these boys.
example, and you see all this English where they speak since football is very mental. Now I want drag person. Maybe they talk say the job that Van Dijk does is he marshals the defense, he tells everybody where to be. So what's going on? What is happening now? Is it that now if you talk?
If forget
No,
rank.
but the team obviously are struggling. And defensively, Van Dijk, he has to, you've been
Say
made a
defense with his aura.
you've been made a very
That perfume
important-
take the defense.
you've been made a very vital point, and I totally agree. With Van Dijk, when things are going well, he's an organizer. Tells people where to be, not when to be.
Rolls Royce now.
And it's great. It's great because
Rolls
to
Royce.
have that ability to be able to, to organize people is not easy. But now things aren't going well, and he's been expected to do those things he tells people to do.
It's tactical. No? It's just like Maguire. All these players that are defenders that seem to be bad that are at that level. A lot of it is
Maguire is not a good defender.
No, wait, hold on.
Don't put Maguire in this conversation. Maguire is not a good
if
defender.
Make his
If you
point.
watch Maguire for England and watching for Man United, there's a big difference. It's not. It's Maguire.
Well,
is
I know
not-
he's the- when
Maguire
he's
is not.
playing Albania and playing Hungary.
But he's done well in tournaments as well. Maguire is not a world
did
class.
well in
He's
Euros.
not a world class defender. But the best defenders need to have protection. Liverpool's midfield this season has been non-existent. Van Dijk, like you said before, he didn't have to do. Like he didn't have that Osimhen challenge.
Yeah.
You never see Van
of
Dijk
course,
making that
of
kind
course.
of tackle.
Yeah.
Maguire he sits back. Like I said, he defends with his aura. That's why I used to laugh at him that he uses his presence to
that
defend.
one
Because
is
guys
the
used to
best
like you see like Sterling. There was time Sterling was running at Van Dijk, then he just like okay, it's Van Dijk, he just pass the ball. But now guys are they're
Yeah.
they're going at him
And-
because Liverpool's midfield is not protecting that defense at all.
and
So
they got him-
he's
they got him
he's being
out of
exposed.
And another thing.
point.
Another thing about football being mental. If you're playing a defense line or a defender, you're playing against a team, and then all of a sudden you see that this team, like what happened with Napoli yesterday. Now you see that this team they're very confidence is very high. They're energetic. They're pressing.
But the coach
they're
sat on a chair, on a
You know-
glass chair. It wasn't even clapping like this. It was doing like this.
If you see that,
Those class.
if you see that the team, your opposition is really coming at you, most of the time, if you don't rise up, you see the way they are coming at you with so much energy. If you don't meet them, energy for energy, and let them understand that if you dribble me 1 million times,
coming
I will
back.
come back and you know if you score. See, I die here
That's
instead
what-
make
that's
you
what
score.
Napoli was doing.
If you don't match that energy,
Di Lorenzo
they are
yesterday.
most likely going to. You can't be at that place where you are not doing well anyway, confidence is a bit short. The midfield, you have injuries, you don't have some of your best players. All those things are happening. You can't now be in a place where you are playing against a team and they are really coming at you. But
can we make excuses? Can we make excuses for Liverpool injury-wise?
No.
It's part of the game. I know they hear that. Senior man.
Can't make it.
Senior man. Senior man. I know
they said at the beginning, the mental aspect and the physical aspect.
I think the mental and physical I agree, but not injury. Injury is part of it.
The game over time has been trying to be more intense than the opposition.
Yes, the press.
Against United, United ran twice as much as Liverpool.
Yeah. And just like the way Brentford ran twice, just like
If you look at the numbers, I actually saw
very
like
correct.
in almost every game this year they've been outrun or something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
there's a toll mentally, physically.
Yeah, and then the only players who really can match that level
They're probably
of energy
fatigued.
now.
They are fatigued.
Now,
The only player that's not
cycle-
fatigued
this-
is
if you look at their best-
Diaz.
look at their
Because
best-
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to.
Yeah.
That guy.
For me, the player that they've lost and they've missed the most is actually Wijnaldum. Because in that midfield,
the legs are gone.
in that midfield,
Yeah, legs is gone.
He was the most consistent.
Yeah.
At the moment now, Henderson and Thiago can't stay fit.
And then
Milner and Elliot.
And then
This guy
they
on
got
Twitter.
Arthur though. They got Arthur.
This guy on Twitter, Odeyin is a criminal. Odeyin say there's nothing anyone can tell me. Say Luis Diaz cannot tie Sadio Mane's this thing. Say that one, it's just Gbogbo the shape football. Say he's Colombian, they might agree. I say what?
that's disrespectful.
Yes.
But see, Mane, people don't realize now that Liverpool fans now sit back. You know, Jerry Carragher was really pained when Liverpool let Mane go. He said that Mane is his best.
That was his
Liverpool
own
player.
favorite of the
Yeah,
that Mane is his best.
It was something
Liverpool.
he brought to the table really.
Liverpool, you know, as much as Liverpool are not a team that, you know, say, oh, they play because of this guy, oh, we play because of this. As much as they don't say so, there are people who are conduits.
They are the one.
There are people who, through them,
Yeah.
we can achieve certain things we want to do. The
Yeah.
intensity Liverpool play with left when Mane left. We don't want to be honest, but that's the truth.
It's not the whole
It's
problem,
not-
but it's
yeah,
part of the
not
problem.
just- It's part
It's
of
part
the
of the
problem.
problem.
I don't agree that people make it seem like they think they don't need Mane. They let him go.
it's not so.
Mane
It's not so.
is not the beginning and the end of it.
No, it's not. It's not. Obviously, these issues were raised mentally. You know, they are obviously they are fatigued. You can't play like that every season.
I'll not be fatigued.
You
And
can't.
you need to
You
refresh
can't.
that
You need to
team.
refresh.
Someone
You
like
can't.
Trent, as good as he is, needs to know that
He needs
there's
proper competition.
You get there's something that players knowing that my starting spot is not guaranteed. There's something he does.
That's what Arteta is trying to do.
Yeah, see,
that's what
Cue
Arteta,
in, step forward,
Scotty boy.
McTominay.
you know they perform a bit.
Step forward.
don't worry.
Now brings me to.
Okay,
Sorry.
That's what Arteta is trying to do with Arsenal. You know, make players.
Find ways slide Arsenal in.
No,
Now
we
him
have
going
to.
when they go
You
now.
know, now Tomiyasu, my man, the Japanese.
I tell you that time.
Machine.
No, he's Sabi play ball. Don't worry.
No, I just say na Paco in the play.
Now Ben White is doing such a solid job at fullback, and Tomiyasu knows I need to work really hard to displace this guy.
Exactly.
Tierney, you know, even though I thought Tierney should have started the Man United game, now knows that I can't sit back.
He's not
Ten
sure
Hag
for
Ten Hag
you.
is doing
You
the
know,
same.
so
man.
Exactly. He's not sure for you. It has to be like
players
that.
need to realize that I am not going to play every week if I don't perform at the highest level.
Yeah.
For the
That
first
is-
time in a
that's-
long
that's-
time, I saw Salah come out of a football game for Liverpool.
You know where there's
It
a
was the
problem.
first-
You know where there's a problem. They scored 9 against who? Salah didn't assist, didn't score.
Yeah, and so I think he's
My
having that
FPL
quite that
was in the mud
season.
that week.
Everybody's FPL was in the mud. Even money itself. Some of us carry Salah to score single against Napoli.
He concerned you now.
2.5 Salah to score against Napoli. Yes, we put the money.
And can we save
move
a
forward?
special mention for the performance at Napoli game?
I was just gonna.
And
That's
Gisa was
the
an
follow-
absolute
Beast.
Yeah, because we keep mentioning
Yeah.
Liverpool and how bad they were, but we forgot to mention
From
how
Zambo
good.
Anguissa.
How good.
What
And
a
that's another
performance.
jump. You know, I was saying something about jump earlier. That's another jump that I didn't see happening. Man went from Fulham.
No. You know, I've actually watched Anguissa since he was at Marseille. Actually,
Yes.
I think he played at Villarreal for a bit.
Yeah, he
been
went
a
on
fan.
loan at Villarreal.
Yes.
The guy has
Yes.
always been a good player.
Yes.
I think
But
with
we just
Fulham,
didn't get to see him well.
Exactly.
Right?
I think with Fulham, maybe the pace of the league
Yeah.
maybe the
Because
setup
of
for
the
the
pace of the league,
team.
the quality of the team.
Of
Yeah,
the
no,
team.
sometimes
Fulham
also people
were
just need
poor.
that thing to click in there.
Exactly.
Like, for everything
But the
to-
boy
There was a
can
boy.
play.
There was a boy who was
can
in
play.
Bournemouth
He can play.
last season, Danjuma.
yeah,
Who
I
plays
know.
in Villarreal,
Yeah,
and now we are
yeah.
even seeing the best. But
Yeah.
Sambo Anguissa was a special player. He bossed everybody.
The boy can
He
play.
bossed. Zielinski was another class
Glide, they do
entirely.
Zinedine Zidane
Yeah,
talk.
And the
They
fact
know.
that he doesn't look like that's
he's
a Liverpool
slick guy.
People forget that that's a Napoli team that lost two of their very important players.
Yeah.
Lorenzo Insigne,
Senior, yeah.
Koulibaly as well.
Koulibaly, and Fabio Ruiz.
Fabio Ruiz.
Yeah, Fabio
They lost
Ruiz has
Fabio
gone
Ruiz,
to
PSG.
To PSG.
PSG, yeah.
PSG.
Yeah.
That's
And
a
then the-
very important player.
Yes, very important. But the way they starting
Yeah,
against
they've-
Liverpool,
Even in Serie A, they
Baba, now
started
just
very
two
well.
They're a
players
very
dey.
emotional team.
two players did
They're
inside
very
the box when
emotional
they
team.
scored against
Bro,
Liverpool.
they played-
so on
they
two
played
different
mad
occasions. Right. So
All right, guys. I'm a man that needs no introduction on this show. It remains the Inside Podcast. When it comes to talking sport, when it comes to talking football all around the world, you get the best information from this particular podcast. You can always join us online, on YouTube, on IG, anywhere online. You can always join. Even on Clubhouse, we're there for you to dish you the best information when it comes to sport all around the world. Stay tuned always.
Cloud. Reach out.